Welcome back. This week, my main focus is primarily the US dollar pairs and the JPY. All right, covering the yen and dollar, every pair. Not every pair, but my watch list is filled with just dollar and JPY. So let's see if you look at this right here. We have the dollar index. So the dollar index ended last week with some bullish pressure. All right, holding support right here, forming a potential high or low here on the daily. So on the daily, we are still bullish. All right, we're looking to the left. Price did tap at this level of supply and did have that correction. So right now, price is looking like it's forming some type of level of support on the daily, the 4-hour. All right, nice double bottom right here. All right, and you see price continued up to the upside. Now, it could possibly correct some, but I'm still anticipating this bottom, all right, here to hold and give us at least another correction up towards these highs. So that's what I'm anticipating. Last week, it was a lot of spikes, a lot of choppy, sharp moves because you had inflation numbers come out, inflation increase. What that can mean for the dollar is raise interest rates coming. That could bring volume into the dollar. So we're looking at some potential bullishness right now on the dollar. All right. So if we go to GU, all right, looking at GU, if we look at the weekly, all right, overall on the weekly, we're still in a downtrend. All right. If we're looking at from this top, all right, price is still creating these lower highs, lower lows. All right. Formed a lower high here and had a continued breakdown here. Now, if we look at this, here, price actually started to reject from a level of structure. So if we go down, all right, looking to the left, always look left to go right. If you look to the left, this was a past level of demand or support here. All right, price broke it before, retested it as resistance, and then still continued. So this is the level of structure that rejections from this level is important to pay attention to because, we had a strong breakdown from there in the past. Now we retested it. On this retest, price formed a bearish engulfing right here. All right, rejected. Now pulled back up, and you see here on the pullback, price getting these spike wicks. All right, getting these spike wick rejections. All right. So looking at that, we could anticipate potential breakdown from here. But right now it is ranging and it's choppy right here. So I wouldn't say just jump the gun and just hop in now. What I would anticipate or see if we can get is a break of structure. So if we can get the price, because you see right here, price is just ranging, right? It's bouncing from range, right? Ranging sideways. And normally we see a range like that, it's setting up for the breakout. So if we can get a breakdown of structure there, boom, breaking structure, we can look for the pullback or the retest of that and look for that continuing. We could potentially retest these lows down towards 1.336 support. All right. So that's what I'm looking for on GU. Let's see how price develop going into Monday. GJ. So volume, some strength came in on the JPY pairs. Overall, JPY has been weak. It's been weak for the past several weeks. Really, if you're looking at GJ, really down from this low, price found support in this demand. All right, so that was December. All right, we're now in February. All right, almost March. So price JPY was real weak. So now, but if you're looking at this on the daily, price is now back at this top major supply zone where price had to sell in the past. All right, we came here again, topped off again and sold off. So now price is rejecting from this same level. All right. So this is where you start looking for price action, let price action react, and then let them show their hand, and then we react and we take our potential setup. So now we see in here on the 4-hour, we're getting an impulse breakdown. All right. At first, price broke down, slightly pulled back, and to end the week, this is the impulsive rejection that we got. So seeing that, that's showing a potential shift. All right. It's showing a potential shift in price. So I'll come to the smaller time frame. We can look at this on a 1-hour real quick, and I will take your counter trend line right here. All right. And you see price had a breakdown here, had a breakdown, slight pullback, impulsive break of structure. All right. So we broke structure. Looking to the left, we broke previous higher low structure, broke below that. All right. So this week I am looking for potential shorts on GJ. All right. You can also take your trend line there. That lower high. So this would be your high. This would be your lower high. So now on this pullback, I will look for price to potentially retest and continue. So you could look for something like this. Price could potentially come up, you know, possibly retest structure or retest this trend line as well. Some type of correction in there. On this correction, you could look to sell this breakdown. All right. This really could come all the way back down towards 155. All right. 155.3 to 155 structure. All right. That's the potential that I'm looking for on GJ. If you measure it based off of the 4-hour breakdown, you know, price can still possibly, you know, maybe retest this 4-hour supply. All right. And you can get something like this as well. Something like this, price pull back, start to reject, and you look for that continuation down. All right. So that's the potential I'm looking for on GJ. All USD. A lot of these dollar pairs are really setting up for clear setups. I sent this out in the VIP Discord, what I was anticipating here. And you can see, like, always looking left to go right. All right. We're clearly in the downtrend. All right. On AU. Now, price did find major support. Hold on. Price did find major demand at this level, bounced up, found demand here again, formed a bullish engulfing here on the daily. Boom, sign of buyers having control of that demand area. And we had that continue pump up. So that is a major point of structure. All right. So price could potentially, you see it was major demand here. So that's a major area to pay attention to. It held, but now we had a level where price could give us that corrective move down, because what it did is it's retesting. It retested this point of demand or major support. All right. So now you see on the daily, boom, we had with the numbers, dollar numbers, inflation numbers, and everything. These were these spikes. These were these sharp moves that we got. All right, but that was a clean pin bar rejection on the daily. Pin bar, strong wick rejection through that daily level, and then we had this nice bearish close here on the daily. All right, so now we go down to the smaller time frame and we see what we could potentially look for. Looking here on the 4-hour, you can see even if I take this here. All right, take a trend line there. You can see price broke down, breaking structure, pull back on a retest, and on this retest on a 4-hour, we're getting this bearish engulfing. All right, so from here, I'm anticipating this to continue down. All right, I'm anticipating this retest to hold going into this week, and look for this to sell, continue to sell down. Now you could wait for a pullback. It's one of two ways I would look to trade this. You could even look at this on a 1-hour now. These are the two potential scenarios I will see for an entry on this. All right, either I will look for, either if price pulls back first on this pullback, I will look for that potential continuation entry from there. And I will look for this retest of this high to hold. All right, either that, or if price just continues down without pulling back like that, then I would look for a break of that structure, then look for a pullback, possibly a retest, and then catch that continued move down. All right, so either pull back first, catch the continuation from there, or break a structure there and catch the pullback or retest. That's AU shorts. All right, all JPY. All right, so AJ is also looking similar when it comes to potential shorts. Now, if we look at this, just look at this on a daily. All right, price has retested the previous level of structure. You see we had some resistance here in the past. All right, you see here price broke below, retest, boom, drop. But look at this price action on the daily. Huge pin bar, shooting star type projection on the daily. And then we got this bearish engulfing candle there. So that's a good sign, especially looking at the daily, that it's likely we're going to continue down. Now, if I zoom out, you can see that this is a major level. There was some resistance in here. All right. But I can zoom all the way out. That's why it's important to look left to go right. It became support here around there in the past. All right. And if I zoom out more, you can see in the past, this was a major level of supply right here. Major level. So this is really a major previous supply level where price had big moves to the downside. So the fact that price action is giving you strong price action rejection from this same level, that's a sign. That's what you need to see. And you look to just sell in line with that structure, with that price action. Price has showed his hand so far, I believe, just based off our price action. So I can take this to the smaller time frame. If we look at this even on a 1-hour right here, and I can take my counter trend line here too. And you can see price broke that. All right, broke down, slight pullback, boom, impulsive breakout. So now I will look for a pullback. So price is doing that now. So on this pullback or retest, look for price to give you that continued bearish pressure to the downside. All right. bearish engulfing impulse on the 4 hour. So, you know, price could possibly retest, you know, that supply order structure. That's a possibility. You know, if it did, it could be something like this. Look for price to still continue to the downside. All right, so that's AJ, short bias. All right, gold. So gold, man, gold, see, what a lot of people don't realize is gold could pump while the dollar is also bullish. Gold had a strong pump up. A lot of it had to do with what's going on with Russia, Ukraine, a lot of uncertainty going on. And, you know, so investors look to pump their money into safe haven assets like this, like JPY strength. Also, JPY is a safe haven. So if you look at this price pumped up, we got a strong bullish pump on the daily right here. All right. So now if you look into the left, price is at this level of supply. Strong level where price has sellers in the past. So this is a level where you would look for price to potentially reject. You see here in the past, breakdown, retest, boom, level of structure. All right, it was some support right here until it broke through. So this is a level that you would expect some type of reaction. All right, but price is still bullish. So even if price pull back, it could be just pulling back to continue to pump, possibly. So you could take your trend line from here. All right, so if price does give you some bearish type price action from this level, all right, we could potentially see price reject and just roll over for a correction before any more continued buys. Now, price came sharply down. In order for me to say, okay, you know what, we're going to continue to look for short buys, I would need to see price come down and break structure, break this higher low, and then we could look to trade even more shorts to the downside. All right, or just depending on how you trade. If you see some type of bearish price action from here, some strong rejection, price action candles, or some type of pattern, maybe a strong rejection, maybe price come back and retest and hold below the high or form some type of double top, then you could potentially catch that sell-off from there as well, that correction. All right, because with the correction from there, price could at least come back and retest this structure. All right, around 1841, that previous structure high. That's something I would look for. All right, but all in all, price is still bullish. So I would just say wait for price to show his hand on the next move. NZDUSD. All right, so this is looking like a similar setup as AU, but you can see this similar to AU. Price had a major pump. Hold on, major pump or a strong hold of support at this previous level of demand. Price had big demand buying in the past. Price came back down to this level and formed solid, firm support and pumped up. All right. So now price is at a level of structure. Look at this on the daily. You got a big pin bar and you got like an evening star type rejection, strong rejection on the daily. All right. So for that, I'm seeing short bias continuing. All right. Looking at the 4 hour, you see this is a previous level of structure where price sold off. Price, we're testing that slightly, you know, spiked above it, but then you see we got a nice breakdown back below this structure. All right. With that breakdown, I can also take a trend line from right here real quick. All right. So you see price reject the structure, broke below. All right. Trend line broke below structure and had a retest. Right. And on this retest, we got a nice bearish engulfing evening star type rejection. All right. So with that, with the 4 hour price action, the daily price action, it's showing just clear bearish to me, clean sells. So it's a few ways that I would look to trade this. It's either similar to AU, actually. It's either price is going to continue to break below structure right here. All right. If price just continues to break down and break structure, then I would look for some type of pullback, either a retest or, you know, it could pull back a little higher than that, but I'll still be looking for a continuation. Or before it breaks that structure, maybe give a pullback first. And on this pullback, then look for that continuation down and anticipate for price. Look for price to stay below that retest high. But looking at the 4 hour, I am definitely anticipating price to stay below really this evening star right here, this evening star rejection. I'm anticipating price to stay below that. All right. So we could have a retest of that, or we could just have a continued breakdown. But all in all, I'm looking for an NU. My first target on NU would be right here. This structure around 0.66 to 0.569 support, around 0.5059. All right. Now, if we break through there, then we're coming back down into this demand zone. All right. When you come back down from the demand zone, then it could be another potential buy. But overall, in the daily and the 4 hour, look for your shorts. All right. NU is another one. NU is interesting because if we're looking at the weekly, all right, now I sent this out on the last few projections or weekly forecast, and this is a major level of structure to look. Because you look to the past, this was a major level of supply. All right, boom. And then here, all right, when price broke below it, retesting it, and right, foreign major supply, rejection here, right? And price broke below that. So with a break below of a major structure like that, you'll like to see some type of retest for continuation. All right, if you get the retest. Now, price is retesting it, but it's interesting because this could be just noise right here. But after this pull down, it formed this big bullish engulfing on the weekly. All right. And that came in with all the craziness behind the inflation and numbers and fundamentals. So I normally wouldn't like to trade long term into a candle like that. All right, because this could be just a pullback and could lead to get one more pump. You know, that's a possibility. But just looking at it from an intraday perspective, if we look at the daily chart, all right, so this same level right here when price retested and continued, and I sent that out in the past. You can look at my past setups. On this retest right there, I was giving out the short setups. So we got that. And with that, price did form a lower low, all right, breaking this previous low. So that happened as well. So technically, we are still in the downtrend. On the daily, you could clearly see we're in the downtrend. All right. So on this daily retest, strong rejection from the same level. So in the short term, at least, all right, at least in the intraday, all right, going into the week, I'm anticipating shorts on EU. All right. So you see right here, price actually broke. All right. You could take this. It pretty much broke below structure, right? It broke below this structure here, breaking below, boom, broke below. So with this break below, we got a bearish engulfing. All right. So price is either just going to continue from here, all right, and then maybe give you those pullback opportunities. But if it opens up the week, pulling back, that can be your opportunity for re-entry. But overall, look for shorts. Because even if I was entering after a close like this, my stop loss would be above, you know, that bearish engulfing candle. And I look to take this down further. But again, looking at that weekly, this could be just a correction. But looking at the 1 hour, all right, let's see this real quick. Let's really break this down. All right, so looking at this structure, boom, you had a break of structure here. So on this pullback, right, if this corrects or even retests, that can be your opportunity. All right, on this slight pullback, look for your continued shorts. All right, I would anticipate price to stay below this breakdown. All right, so if it gives you this correction, look like it could do early, you know, catch your potential continuation down there. All right, my next target on EU will be here, right? Anywhere from really around here. All right. Into this level of, you know, support, roughly around 1.28 to 1.27. All right. Now, if it breaks through there, if it continues and breaks through there, then yeah, we could expect price to go even lower. All right. But the buy is definitely intraday to going into the week is definitely short. Only looking for shorts on EU for now. EJ, so like I said, JPY, a lot of strength came into the JPY. So EJ came to this level, the same level of supply structure, right? When price had big sell-offs in the past, and it just gave us a strong rejection from that level, right? Looking to the left to go right, this is a major level of supply, right? That price respects. So it's no coincidence that it had a strong rejection from that level. Now, if we look at this on a weekly, after price pumped right here, like the last week or so, big pump on EJ. And that's this big bullish engulfing. So this weekly candle, bullish engulfing, engulfs the last 1, 2, 3, really 4 weeks. So that can be a sign that overall we still gonna get bigger moves to the upside, right? Possibly back to this top after seeing such a big bullish engulfing. But it's on a weekly though. So this breakdown we getting on a smaller time frame, the daily to 4 hour, could be the correction of this big impulsive candle. All right, on the weekly. That's what it's looking like so far. So if we look at the daily, All right. We had a strong bearish engulfing rejection. All right. So price did start, rejected from this level of structure. But going into this week, we still possibly could get more of a breakdown. So if I was looking to short this, I need to see more of a pullback. All right. Ideally, I would like to see something to come in and retest this major impulsive candle, but some type of correction in here. All right. You look to sell the breakdown of this correction, and we could get a bigger move down. All right. But trade with caution. I believe we have better setups than EJ. Several of the dollar pair setups I sent. But my bias on this could be short-term short. But like I said, it's still better. Like I would look to trade GJ this week before I trade EJ. But this is a potential continued short on a pullback too. All right, and lastly, I'm gonna just cover CHFJPY. It's not a pair I trade often, but just so you can see the technicals and the potential setup. If you're somebody that want to look to trade this. This is actually, I'm looking at this on a daily. We see just a potential head and shoulders pattern right here. Head, right shoulder, left shoulder. All right. And you can see that price similar, we had the JPY strength coming in on the daily, this daily forming bearish engulfing. All right. So nice rejection of structure where price had, previous this shoulder, which is resistance. It's rejecting that same level right here as well. This was a level of resistance. It's rejecting that same level. So it's looking like short-term or at least continued sales from this level of structure. All right, so you see here on the 4-hour, you're getting that impulse rejection. You could take your counter trend line here too. All right, boom, price is giving a break. So it is rejecting. It's rejecting from basically this higher low right there or a little higher, right, into these candles, rejecting away. But still, it's still a breakdown, bearish engulfing on the daily. So to me, now looking at this on the 1 hour, this is just a pullback. So in this type of scenario, on this pullback, I would look for my continued short opportunities. All right. So price is actually pulling back nice, retesting the trend line, retesting previous structure low. All right. So opening this week, you see we got the bearish engulfing. So price could, where it's pulling back now actually is around the level I would look for. So on this retest, price starts to reject, be a continuation, look for that continuation. I will look for this lower high, this breakdown, where price broke down from to hold. All right. And let this just be a breakout, retest, continuation. So look for continued shorts on CHFJPY. And I will look for this at the bare minimum to come back down to this low. All right. Roughly around 123.6 support. Look for that to come down to that low, which is about what? So about 120 pips from where price is currently at. All right. Now, of course, if price break through there, price break this structure low, then expect price to come even lower. All right. If it does that, then your next level or your next demand structure area will be in here. All right. You can see all this support, choppy range support type area. All right. But I'll take the most recent level of structure within that support. And if it breaks through there, expect price to come down into here. Between 123 and 129, 22.8 will be my next target, or 122.7. All right. So that's CHFJPY. We have multiple nice potential setups this week. Really just take your pick. Don't overdo it. Try to narrow it down. I like to narrow it down normally to like my top 3 that and the setup that looks like it's giving me the best risk to reward or best probability. I'll look to take that trade. But right now, the market has showed its hand after all the choppiness and craziness the past week or two. It's looking clear for these next moves. So let's just be patient. Let's execute. Let's catch the pips. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new here. I really appreciate the support. Be sure to join the free Telegram. You will find that link in the bio. Also, if you're not in the VIP Discord, you can check us out. If you're looking for the hands-on, you're looking for trade ideas, any trades I'm taking this week will be sent out in the VIP. So be on the lookout for that. I'll see you all on the next one. I hope that helps.